do 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 do. Ba, ba, da, ba, ba, da, ba. Hey, do. Hello, one person. What's your name? You don't have to tell me. That's okay. I can guess. I'm going to call you Phil. Is your name Phil? It is now. We'll go here and oh, there are two people. It's Phil and Teddy. I don't know because I don't know who it is. I'm gonna go here in a couple of minutes. I'll give everybody a chance because I just posted on Twitter, which I like to call the Twitter, that this is going live. So we'll wait another minute and then get going. If you have a question you would like to ask, let me know in the comments there because I'll stick around after the whatever this is. It's Laura. Hey, it's the average wine enthusiast. It's Mike. It's not Teddy. Teddy said he was going to be here. That guy. It's good to see everybody. Well, I can't see any of you, of course, but it's good to see that you're here. So thank you very much for that. Right. Why don't we just get started? If I can remember what my opening is and what day it is. How can it already be October? Sorry, that'll be my own thing. Never mind. We can talk about that later if you want to. Sorry, I'm actually thinking about changing the second half of the show on the fly right now. We'll find out when we get going. I'm really going to start now. Here we go. Everybody hold on. Can I open a store inside a Walmart? And an exciting second half of the show, as soon as I figure out what it is Thursday, the 1st of October, 2020, and this is macOS Ken Live. Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me today. Ken Ray here. I don't know, doing that afternoon thing. It's weird how both normal and not this whole thing is. And I appreciate you coming along for all the days that you have come along. If you're here live on YouTube, that's fantastic. We've been going at about 3:30 every day this week. I know last week it was all over the place, but we've been going about 3:30 every day. I think that's going to be the time that holds. So if you want to start making this part of, your daily thing, if you want to join us live instead of just watching the replay later, then Monday through Friday, 6:30 on the East Coast, 3:30 on the West Coast, that looks to be what we're going to do. Second half of the show is either going to be about a mess up that I had today or the horror in the happiness, or the happiness in the horror. I don't even know. I'm seriously not sure right now which thing I want to talk about. Could be that we end up talking about both because I really can't decide. First half of the show, though, we're going to be talking about Epic and Apple again. I've been searching for analogies because I always do. Everything I do is sort of like a friend of mine with whom I grew up actually says, being people from the South, what we do is we speak in storytelling. And I assume that's why I, look for analogies. And in thinking about what's going on between Apple and Epic, the thing that I landed on today is what I said at the top of this. Can I open a store inside a Walmart? It seems perfect to me. There are people there. They're going there to shop. They came with capital. They know they can buy things there. Would it be okay if I just set up in a corner of a Walmart? Don't pay Walmart anything. But can I just set up in a corner of the Walmart and sell my own stuff without Walmart looking over my shoulder to see what I'm selling, without Walmart getting a cut of what I'm doing? Can I just, capitalize on what Walmart has done in that place and take advantage? I'm bringing my own product. That seems totally fair. I had an idea. I just want to be there. That seems totally fair. I know that is an oversimplification of what's happening, but it's sort of where I land because the App Store is a store. It is a store that Apple built. And you can say, and you can say, and you can say. They can't just, maybe Apple shouldn't force people to shop there, but I would argue iPhones, basically, if they want to do apps, to shop in the App Store. There was another thing that I wanted to bring up that's sort of along a similar line, but not exactly. This is something that I kept meaning to bring up the other day when we were talking about the hearing, and I kept saying, I think there's one more thing I want to bring up, and I can't remember what it is. I wrote it down today. Kind of exciting. Working again from the Twitter stream of Financial Times reporter Patrick McGee, Epic asked for a temporary restraining order forcing Fortnite back into the App Store because the way things are going right now, Epic is losing a lot of money not being in the App Store. And Judge Yvonne Gonzalez Rogers, excuse me, I knew I was going to do that one day. Judge Yvonne Gonzalez Rogers didn't buy their argument of irreparable harm, because that's what they're saying. They're saying, our reputation is taking a hit and we're losing a ton of money. And Judge Rogers said there's no case in law that says our company is losing some million, so therefore that's irreparable harm. There's no case law to support that. It seemed really unlikely that she was going to go for that anyway, because she has said to them that this is a self-inflicted wound. So there you go. It's kind of funny, actually, that they were asking, please force us back into the App Store so that we can keep benefiting, because this was right after Epic had shot down the whole escrow idea. Judge Yvonne Gonzalez Rogers, again, what if the 30% went into some escrow account? She wanted to know if the 30% that Apple is collecting, if instead of Apple collecting that and spending it or blowing it on hats or whatever Apple's going to do with that money, if Apple put that in escrow so things could continue the way things had been before while the fight was fighting, would that be okay? Apple's attorney was kind of into the idea. He said he would still have to ask Apple, but seemed like it would solve a lot of problems. Epic disagreed, though, saying the court should not give its assistance to unlawful provisions by monopolists. So this is the same company that knows that it broke the rules. In fact, we'll get to their whole admission of breaking the rules in just a moment. But they basically want to be forced back into the App Store, but they don't want the court to support what Apple is doing or how Apple is doing its business. I don't know. I'll hit the other analogy. That's a new pronunciation of that word I'm trying out. I'll hit the other analogy really quickly. The other analogy would be the one that I said on today's macOS Ken, likening Epic to a child. I'm not calling them childish, but the whole thing where you say to a kid, say you're sorry, and the kid says, you're sorry. Kids, am I right? In a counterfiling to a filing of Apple's, Epic said Epic does not dispute that it is that this competing payment solution was prohibited by contractual provisions that Apple has unlawfully forced on developers like Epic who sell in-app digital content, though Apple allows numerous other app developers to use competing content. They go on and on and on about how the rules under which they operate aren't fair. The thing is, though, just as nobody forces anybody to buy an iPhone, nobody forced Epic to go into the App Store. They spend all this time talking about how they shouldn't have to follow those rules because those rules are unlawful, but they signed a contract saying that they would. Strikes me as kind of odd. It's not like they entered the App Store under duress. It's not like anybody, forcing them to put themselves in the App Store. I understand why they would want to be there. People are showing up there to spend money. People are showing up there, downloading apps, trusting the stuff that's there. People are trusting the ecosystem Apple has set up. And Epic is benefiting from the ecosystem that Apple has set up, but because they had an idea, because they think their idea, I don't know. I have a hard time buying it. Something went into making the App Store. Something goes into maintaining the App Store. Something goes into the reputation that the App Store still has. It's not like Epic doesn't get anything for that 30%. Plus, they agreed to it. I don't know. Here's the other thing I found myself wondering earlier today. I found myself wondering earlier today whether Epic actually wants anything out of the court case. Are they actually expecting a ruling? Are they expecting a ruling in their favor? Between this and the Coalition for App Fairness and the hard stares that Apple is getting from, the US Congress and from the European Commission and from various governments around the world, and yes, there are some people who are on the Coalition for App Fairness side, I assume. I mean, there are some people who support that side, other people that support Apple, certainly. I sort of began to wonder if Epic actually thinks it's going to win this case if it even plans to win this case, I mean, certainly they'll take a win if they can get it. They'll take whatever they can get from the court, but are they really going to try to win this case, or is this just part of a multi-pronged PR offensive, same as the App for Coalition Fairness or the Coalition for App Fairness, excuse me, and the Free Fortnite campaign and the 1980 Fortnite ad? Is this using the court to win in the court of public opinion? I don't know. If you have any ideas, let me know. info@macosken.com, or you can leave comments, of course, with this video, with any of the videos that I've left, actually, because I go back and check those and sometimes fold those back into this show as well. Or you can hit me up on Twitter at macosken on Twitter, twitter.com/macosken. Really quickly, I want to let you know what this month is. It is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. I personally think every month should be Cybersecurity Awareness Month because that's the world we live in now. If you walk around with a cell phone, you need to know about cybersecurity. If you have a computer that you only check once a week, you need to know about that. If you're buying any kind of Internet of Things thing, you need to be aware of cybersecurity stuff. So that's some stuff that I think we're going to be hitting on the checklist this month. Also, though, StaySafeOnline.org. StaySafeOnline.org is the website for the National Cybersecurity thing, apparatus, people. They have links to articles there. They have links to posters you can print out there. They have some interviews that they've actually run. They have new content that's going to be coming out all month. They have themes for each week this week. It wouldn't be a bad thing to check out. Or if you're concerned about mom or dad and, worry that maybe they're going to fall prey to some kind of a phishing scam or smishing scam or something like that, StaySafeOnline.org wouldn't be a bad thing to check out. That's a thing that I'm going to be paying attention to for this month, because this month, of course, is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Oh boy, I look forward to November when it's Pie Awareness Month. What are the holidays going to be like this year? I don't know what to talk about for the second half of the show. I mean, there are two things that I'm considering. I think I'm just going to go with the one where I look dumb. I said I might do the horror and the happy, but I'm not ready to do that yet. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Maybe we'll do that at all, because maybe there's enough horror and we don't need to talk about it. There were two things that I heard, that I did on macOS Ken earlier this week that kind of bummed me out. Am I going to keep talking around it? I'm going to talk about that. Maybe we'll save that for tomorrow. Maybe, yeah, that's what we'll do. Tomorrow, maybe I'll start with something terrible and end with something great. Because today I started with something epic. And now I'm just going to end with me being dumb. If you've got a lot of stuff set up on a sort of set it and forget it idea, be careful. What's great about set it and forget it is you can set it and forget it. What's a drag about that is if you've had something set and forgotten for years, if anything goes wrong, it can take you just a heck of a long time to figure out what happened. Don't do this now, please, because it's embarrassing. One of my websites was not redirecting today. macosken.com was not redirecting to Squarespace. Honestly, I don't know if it is or not, because I've had that domain forever, and I got that through GoDaddy back in 2006, I think. I know for a while GoDaddy was sort of like a horrible company with which to deal, people said. The problem was I had already dealt with them. I had said it and forgotten about it. I kind of feel like their reputation has gotten a bit better now, and I will tell you their customer service has been superb. The thing is, though, something happened with a payment method that I had. And so, and the payment method was fine and the money was there and everything should have been fine, but some charge didn't go through. So I called them earlier this week to talk about a thing. And we started looking at my account, and there was a ton of stuff that I just wasn't even using anymore that I was still paying them for. Now, they were great. They actually canceled it. They returned most of the money that I had paid them for, like the next period or whatever. But something in everything that happened turned off the redirect for macosken.com. That's embarrassing. So just be careful with the set it and forget it thing. Set it and forget it for a while, but maybe set an alarm to come back every now and then. And suddenly this show has turned into a giant PSA. Be cyber aware and don't forget what you're paying for and why and to whom, you know. Hey, maybe I should have talked about the horror stuff because that's a really short segment, which I think means this is a really short show. I'm not tired of talking about the Epic thing yet, but I'm getting there. So don't worry. If it feels like that's all this show is, that's like the biggest news right now. I mean, there's, product news. There's a rumor that the iPad Air is going to launch any day now because they've started receiving promotional materials in Apple stores, says Mark Gurman. But we already know the iPad Air is going to happen. And I'm not going to buy one, so it's kind of hard to talk about. I mean, not that... hey, I think we might be done. I think we might be done for the day. Tomorrow, I'll have 2 segments ready to go, and I will know exactly what they are. In the meantime, if you want to catch up with other stuff, the Checklist is that show that I mentioned before where we're doing the cybersecurity thing. MacOSKen.com. We'll be back any minute now. The show macOS Ken has been going for about 15 years. It happens every morning, Monday through Friday, so be sure and check that out if you have not. There's also the show in a few minutes, which you can find the audio for that here, or you can find the podcast wherever you get podcasts. Thank you, everybody who's here right now. Thank you, everybody who's watching later. And we'll talk soon. I could have been more prepared. What do people say? Michael Spencer says, nice to see you. Nice to see your avatar there, Michael. Yeah. Laura and Mike already said what they said. Does anybody have anything else? Because if you don't, I'm gonna bounce. I gotta go to the grocery store. Don't have to, get to. How's that? All right, I'm leaving. You can't stop me. I mean, you can. No, you can't. I gotta go. Take care, everybody. I'll talk to you tomorrow on macOS Ken, and then later in the day on this. Oh, and Mike LaPlante, by the way, spins the wheel of stuff on Friday's edition of In a Few Minutes, so you'll want to stick around for that too. Not stick around for it because you got a life, but you want to make sure you access that because fun times, good game. Right. Talk to you guys soon.